Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 9 of the NPLW. This is, of course, Football Queensland's premier women's competition. I'm Darren Lutton, and tonight we're bringing you the clash from Heath Park. It's between the home side East's Tigers, Eastern Suburbs, up against the Raw NTC, the Battle of the Big Cats. So let's quickly run through the team sheets. For the home side, Eastern Suburbs, number 4, Angela Ma. Number 5, Arena Tokunaga. Number 7, Suzanne McKean. Number 8, Annalise Holsworth. Number 9, Tiffany Roberts. Number 10, Danielle Ward. Number 12, Harkana Dixon. Number 14, Louise Coyne. Number 16, and goalkeeper, Julia Duffy. Number 22, Priscilla Tan. And number 23, Georgina Amos. On the bench, Sarah Novaray, Marguerite de Roquefort, Tegan Lynch, Emily Thompson, and Amy Moore. For the Brisbane Raw NTC, in goals, number 1, Georgina Worth. Number 14, Claire Farrington. Number 5, Misha Westland. Number 13, Bronte Hodgkinson. Number 15, Georgia Beaumont. Number 4, Holly McQueen. Number 7, Sham Fryer. Number 3, Danielle Ward. Number 8, Winona Heatley. Number 10, Anna McGrath. Number 9, Lainey Fryer. Number 6, Imogen Noon. Number 12, Charlotte Farmer. And number 16, Hallie Kime. The referee this evening is Jasmine Bremner, and her assistants are Lauren James and Deborah Bozeg. I knew I'd get that wrong. Of course, the coach for Eastern Suburbs is Karen Longbottom, and for the Raw, David De Silva. This is, of course, the first time that we'll be bringing you Eastern Suburbs this season. Doing quite well. Mid-table respectability is theirs at the moment. They're in 7th place. They can, of course, push a bit higher with a win. Raw NTC, they've been the surprise packets this season. They're in 6th place. They put in some great performances. They've done extremely well against the top teams, only just to fade out late in games. We, of course, saw them up, last time we streamed them was up against Capalaba, and that was a 3-3 draw after leading 3-1. So from the ground that's nearest to the city centre, we're almost underway. So it's the Raw NTC that are kicking off. Very strange to see Eastern Suburbs not playing in their normal yellow strip, or gold strip, orange strip. Have been an easy negotiation for that. But yes, the Battle of the Big Cats. One of the things that I'm very interested in finding out from you this evening is what sort of derby would you classify this game? Of course, the Raw have a lion in their symbol. But of course, there's a club called Lions FC in this competition. They also wear orange. And the Raw will be playing Lions next weekend, so you're interested to hear your thoughts on how you'd classify this game. I'm going to call it the Battle of the Big Cats. So beautiful evening here in Brisbane. There's a slight breeze at our back. You can probably pick that up in the effects mic. Should keep things nice and cool for the players. It's about 22 degrees at the moment. I walked the pitch before. It's in tremendous condition. Normally this place gets very soggy when the rain comes, and there has, as you all know, there's been plenty of rain this season. But Heath Park's held up really well. The pitch is in fantastic nick. So there'll be no excuses for the players tonight. So we've seen the Raw NTC take early control of this game. Knocking the ball around. Playing the possession-based game as you'd expect. That's Fryer. Back to McGrath. Heatley going back out the left-hand side, but the offside flag is up. So thank you for tuning in this evening. I know that the Commonwealth Games are on and that they're pretty interesting at the moment. But we should have a good contest on our hands this evening. I suspect both these teams will match up pretty well. This is Holdsworth making a charge down the left-hand side. And back in field for Tan, who loses possession. The quick break is on for the Raw. Play still going. Still on for the Raw. That quick break opportunity. That through ball just wasn't quite the right option. Out to the left was the way to go. And he still have a goal kick. Eastern Suburbs, of course, based in East Brisbane. If the Lions were training this evening, you could see the Gabba from our vantage point here. You'd be able to see the Gabba on the left-hand side. You can see the Story Bridge on the right-hand side. And the CBD in the middle. Definitely one of the prettiest grounds in the area to commentate from. Rates up there with Clive Berghofer Stadium as one of my personal favourites. Thank you, Pat, for your question. I hope that answers you. This ground is a kilometre away from the Brisbane CBD. Of course, we received that question via the Facebook page. We welcome your comments. We love hearing from you. If you're watching on a mobile device and you find the comments a little bit annoying, they're interfering with your viewing pleasure, then all you need to do is swipe right and that'll get rid of them. Of course, if you're watching on a tablet or a desktop, that shouldn't be an issue. It's a very even start so far. Both teams just feeling their way into the game. This Raw NTC side is packed full of juniors. If you go through the bios of the players, they're year 9, year 10, year 11. All 16 years and under. So these players have been identified as potential players of the future. And as you should be able to see from the opening minutes of this game, that their ability to maintain possession and the quality of their passing is excellent. This is the first time that this team is playing in a full competition. They do play matches against the NPL boys and some of the younger age groups. So that shot comes in. A little bit of a dodgy bounce, but no problem there for Duffy. So who do you think is going to win this game? Have your say and vote on Football Queensland's Instagram poll. Make sure you follow us for a behind-the-scenes look at tonight's game. Got plenty of posts there already. The players going through their drills. Heatley losing out. Ball down the line out in front of Holdsworth. She's unable to keep it in play. Looks like the early tipping is for the Raw NTC to take out this game. Been impressed with the start by both teams. Normally in the opening minutes we see a lot of toing and froing of possession, that one side will win it and then immediately give it back. But tonight both teams have placed a high importance on maintaining possession. Hopefully as we enter the next period of play we'll see a little bit more attacking intent. I was just going to mention that the Raw W League team will begin their pre-season. Ball comes into the box. Back out now for Cam. Ward looking for options. Not too many open players in front of her, so she'll retreat. So Ward and McQueen, the centre-back pairing, have been very impressive in these opening 8 rounds. Here's a chance now for the Raw. Crossfield ball dealt with well by the Tigers' defence. They've cleared the area. It's only come out as far as noon. Nice little turn there by Fryer. Heatley looks to be the player that's running the show this evening. She's looking extremely comfortable on the ball. Lovely touch there from Fryer. Brilliant first touch there just to create that little bit of space for her. To take on the shot if she wanted. Cut out well there by the Tiger defence though. So yes, the Brisbane Raw W League team will begin their pre-season next weekend. Actually, they play midweek games against NPL clubs, under 15 boys and the like. And some of these NTC players get thrown in, and particularly in the early rounds, whilst a lot of the Raw players are overseas and have commitments elsewhere. It's a very young team sheet for the Raw NTC tonight. They have a big game against Lions FC, the league leaders. And certainly in the top 3. And a few of the older players are being rested for that game, including India Paige Riley, who has lit up this competition with 8 goals already. It's 8 goals in 7 games. She's been excellent. A real find. Tigers just getting squeezed out there. Good collapsing defence from the Raw. David De Silva, the coach of the Roar NTC, used to be a juniors coach. Coached the boys at UQFC. Now, I hope I've got this story right. I believe he was coaching the under-14s. And the next season he was coaching the men's senior side. Then he went back to the under-12s the season after. Tense here for the Roar. The flag's up. Looks like it's gone out of play. I got to see that UQFC side that David De Silva coached. And whilst the players at his disposal were certainly of a lower quality than the rest of the competition, I believe they only won 2 or 3 games during the season. What was noticeable was just how organised they are, or they were. And hopefully tonight, as you take in tonight's fixture, it should be noticeable right now just how well aligned the Raw players are, how organised they are, particularly in defence. Tans the player down. Looks like should be fine to continue. Holsworth standing over the free kick. Deep ball in. Well, how's that for confidence? That was Misha Westland. Extremely confident play from such a young player. We're all looking to build an attack here. Fryer just loses her handle on the ball. Quick break opportunity now for the Tigers. Georgina Amos. She's been Eastern Suburbs' best attacking weapon this season. Scoring 5 goals, I believe. East now just working possession. Playing the ball to feet. A comment there about the 2 Fry girls in the team this evening. Great to see them getting some exposure. They're off to a good start in this game. This is Noon. Runs on if she can pick a pass. It's still there, and we've got the opening goal. Well, East's defence wasn't quite as compact as it's been in the last couple of minutes. The opportunity presented itself. Noon came in field. The space opened up. And I believe it's Westland with the opening goal. So in the 16th minute, the Roar NTC take a 1-0 lead. Might have been Margraf with the goal. I don't have access to replays, unfortunately. The East defence just got caught a little bit wide. A little bit of separation between the 2 central defenders. They just lost touch with each other. That opened up the gap. I suspect Julia Duffy might be a little bit disappointed that she didn't make the save. Wasn't quite sharp enough. First blood to the Raw. So we see again the Raw trying to build out from the back. This time that's a long ball, cross field. Dealt with by Tokunaga. Play coming out to the right hand side. This is Noon again. Freya. Cross was blocked. Tokunaga again in defence. We now have the first corner of the evening. Taken short. Tokunaga again getting over. Ball still in play. This is Fryer. We're all looking so composed at the moment, despite losing possession. Amos turns it over. McGrath sends play quickly out to the left-hand side, looking for a turn ball. It isn't forthcoming. East need to be strong here. Holdsworth's done well. Should mention that this east side is, although the Raw are young, there's plenty of youth in this Tiger team as well. And of course had Tegan Riding amongst their ranks last season. She's of course gone to Lions. That ball runs out of play. Laney Fry gets a bit of attention. Looks like her evening's done. Well, that'd be very disappointing. After 20 minutes, David De Silva's had to make a change. Let's try and catch who the new player is. It's number 13, Bronte Hodgkinson. The Royal continue where they left off. Heatley. Hodgkinson. And Duffy will pick up for the Tigers. Her teammates would be hoping that she'd just hang on to the ball for a little bit, give themselves a chance to compose themselves. McKean with a crossfield ball. Couldn't find Ward. We're all players using the full width of the pitch. playing what's effectively a 4-2-4 this evening. Eastern Suburbs just can't hang on to the ball for long enough. Good pressure there from the Raw NTC. Noon. Taking on Coyne and winning. Ball cut out well there by Tan. Again, the Raw just switching from side to side. Passing amongst the players. Here's an opportunity. Over the top. That was Heatley again. She's having a heavy impact on this game. Probably the most influential player on the field. Been very impressed with her opening 20 minutes. Ball unfortunately runs out of play. The Easts will need to do some more defending. So Karen Longbottom is the coach of Eastern Suburbs this season. You might remember her from round one. She was my co-commentator for the game against the Gap and Mudgeeraba. She did some excellent work that afternoon. I've had quite a few people come up to me and tell me what a great job she did. She's got her work cut out for her tonight. This Raw NTC side is absolutely purring at the moment. Strong hands there from Duffy. I mentioned earlier that Easts lost Tegan Riding to Lions this season. They also lost a few other players. Lauren Spreadborough is one that comes to mind. She went to Moreton Bay Jets. Probably about 4 or 5. Here's another chance now for the Raw. And that goes just wide. I'd suggest that Duffy coming out quickly did just enough put off the Raw player there. That was Sian Fryer. So we hope you're enjoying Football Queensland's telecast of the NPLW. 26 minutes into this game, it's Eastern Suburbs 0, Raw NTC 1. Polished start by the young Lions. We saw in their match against Capalaba that they could knock the ball around. And they're showing again tonight that they've certainly got the great ball skills, great technical players, coupled with excellent organisation. Turnover now. What can Louise Coyne do? Just turns the ball back over. Out for Noon. Some great blocking there from Dixon. He takes over the armband this season. Coin goes back to Duffy. He's beginning to show a little bit of mettle here. Heatley. Shot there from Noon. Rural line up again. This is Cam. For Noon and all the way back to Danielle Ward. Cross for McQueen. Turnover now for the Tigers. As Tokunaga sets Easts off. Finally they get a chance to put some play in the attacking half. Dixon showing all of her experience to see off Farmer. Tan. Not quite with the through ball. Despite pressure, we're all able to get the ball over halfway. Fryer. Free kick there to Easts. That's probably one of the first free kicks that we've had this evening. Can't remember Bremner blowing a whistle for any other infractions. We're almost half an hour into this game, so that's great going. Clean play from both teams. Nice turn there from Holsworth, but she runs into trouble. Heatley. Out to Fryer. Picked up by Farrington. The Roar have a second corner. Too many numbers in the box, so it's taken short. Cut out well by Tan. Tan again with tenacity. Needs to still settle things down. Hodgkinson. McGrath. A bit more of a press coming from the Tigers players. Certainly once the ball gets past the halfway line. And Royal Central defenders will share the ball amongst each other. They go all the way back to Georgina Worth, who was Raw number 2 goalkeeper this season in the W League. It's a lovely through ball for Farmer. Could have perhaps taken on a shot. This Instead chose to be unselfish. In doing so, gave up the opportunity. The Raw deep into attack. Noon. Hodgkinson. Ward. Turnover. Tokunaga coming out of defence. Tried to set Danielle Ward on her way. A little bit too strong with the pass. Coyne did well there. That pass was for either of two Tigers players, but went straight to a Raw. Great to see Tigers sticking to their principles though. They're sharing the ball around amongst each other. Maintaining a possession-based game. At the moment, their opposition are doing it just that little bit better. Heatley. Good dive in there from Kana Dixon. Tan finding Amos. Goes in between the legs. Danielle Ward will tidy up for the Raw. The offside flag goes up. Referee Bremner has either not seen it or ignored it. It's a few times now that Holly McQueen's got the ball deep in defence and brought it forward up to the halfway line and looked for an option. But had the patience to decide that there's nothing on. He's chosen to maintain possession rather than try a silly pass. Both teams doing plenty of talk. Communicating well. Strong there from Ward. That was something, the particular flaw of the NTC's games in the early rounds. Particularly against the Gap. They took a 3-1 lead and managed to lose that game just by getting out-muscled as the game wore on. It is something that this side has worked on in recent weeks. And it's got to be tough when you're playing against seasoned professionals. Certainly plenty of players amongst these teams have W League experience. It's Kana Dixon. Certainly probably the most experienced player in the Tigers lineup. Expect her to come into her own in the second half. Chance now for Fryer. Off the post. Well, from our vantage point, it looked to be in for all money. Just off the corner of the bar and out. A good chance there for the Raw. Here comes Holdsworth. He's been a good attacking outlet this first half. Go back to McQueen. Heatley calling for the ball, and she beats the offside trap. Gets around the keeper. Oh, good work. Well done, Duffy. Well, Heatley looked odds on to score there. Duffy did so well just by staying on her feet, staying in the contest, not giving herself up by going down too quickly. Great work. Another opportunity for the Raw. Passes them by. In the 39th minute of this game, it's 1-0 to the visitors. It's Tuesday night football here at Heath Park. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. There's a modest crowd in attendance. Of course, this area is a hive of activity midweek. We've got tennis courts behind us and in front of us. You can probably see behind the grandstand there's a few tennis courts. So this area is lit up at the moment. There's 2 football fields with plenty of training going on on our right hand side. Churchy High School is, of course, right next door. A lot of shared facilities between the football club and the school. It's a relationship that wasn't always there. It's been developed over the past couple of years. This is Coyne. Good cross into the box. Dealt with well by McQueen. And Easts have their first corner of the evening. Throw by the looks of things, sorry. We're all come away now. Heatley again. What a first half she's having. So impressive the way she's just running this midfield. And this time it'll be a corner to the Raw. Interesting that on corners the Raw only commit 2 players into the box. And funnily enough, the 2 of them were both involved in contests in that passage of play. Here's Amos. He's only got 10 in support at the moment. Through good body work. Windsor side a little bit of respite with a free kick. The Tigers are in no hurry to take this. Holdsworth sends the ball deep. 10 almost. Gina Worth in the right position. Raw look to go quickly. Lovely ball down the left-hand side. Farmers attempts to receive the ball is cut out. The Tiger defence. They give the ball straight back though. This is Westland. Ball a little bit too direct. Duffy looks to go long. McQueen goes back to Worth. Back out to McQueen. He takes on a player and gets past. Gets past two now. Space opens up here for the Raw. The pass needed to be just a little bit quicker. Heatley. Players weren't quite in sync there, giving East a chance to clear. Queen, will she go for a run again? Not this time. Dixon will come across in cover. She didn't have the keeper as an option then. Raw players were in position. This is Heatley. Will she take on the shot? No, she looks for a short pass. Looked out well by the Tiger defence. Tiffany Roberts having to use her body well. Using all the strength to maintain possession. Aurora load up again though. Hodgkinson turns over to Coyne. Headed ball from Tan. No problem for Westland. Not out of danger though. Holdsworth goes down. We're looking to switch play. Wasn't quite on. You get the ball out there now though. So I don't expect there to be too much injury time in this game as we're coming up to the 45 minutes. David De Silva, he'd be really pleased with how his side's been performing so far. They've gone in and controlled this contest. Maintained plenty of possession and with patience. They've eked out some good opportunities. Only taken the one so far though. That'd be their only disappointment so far. They do have a chance to put an exclamation point on this half with a free kick. Good to see now the ball gets back 10 yards. Electing to go out wide. Offside flag stays down. Thought the player might have strayed off then. And there it is, it's half time. Well, it's been a pretty entertaining first half. Both teams have respected their possession and knocked the ball around amongst each other extremely well. But at the half-time break, it's the Raw NTC who have the one-goal lead. As the players take off for the sheds in their half-time orange, we'll be back very shortly with the second half. Stick around. It's Eastern Suburbs 0, Raw NTC 1.
swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Today. Audi Mini Rouge, Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi Dream Team.
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max.
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
me we just rate today? Audi Mini Rouge. Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi. Dream Team.
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max.
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Welcome back to Heath Park for this round 9 fixture of the NPLW between Eastern Suburbs and the Roar NTC. It's currently 1-0 to the visitors, with a goal in the 16th minute by Anna Margraf. Lovely ball in behind the defence, played by Imogen Noon. Roar had another couple of good chances in the first half, probably about 3 or 4. Some good goalkeeping from Julia Duffy kept the Tigers in the game. And to be fair to the Tigers, they did defend extremely well in that first half. They need to show a little bit more in attack. Georgina Amos getting isolated on far too many occasions. And in the times when the Tigers have gone forward, they just haven't quite had enough numbers to effect a shot. Thank you for your comments via Facebook Live. Plenty of support for the Fryer twins this evening. I think we've got, we've had Dad and Grandma both commenting. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, Laney went off in the 20th minute and substituted by Bronte Hodgkinson as the second half kicks off. For those of you just tuning in, the Roar NTC are in the orange, predominantly orange strip. Eastern Suburbs, very strange to see them playing a game in just a white strip. I'm sure both teams compared outfits, compared kits pre-game, and I suspect they would have been pretty similar. This is, of course, the first time that we've covered Eastern Suburbs this season, in this competition at least. So what can the Tigers do in the second half? We, of course, covered a game last season where they were down 2-0 to South and then scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to snatch a draw. Some great goals in that game. I suspect that Tigers coach Karen Longbottom will be wanting her side to get a little bit more control of the midfield. Winona Heatley had basically the middle of the park to herself in the first half, and she controlled the majority of the game. I suspect that's an area where the Tigers will look to assert a little bit more dominance as a way to get back into this game. Overall, been extremely impressed with the skills of the Roar NTC players. So comfortable on the ball, so intelligent with their decision making. That's been a real feature. When in trouble, they've remained calm and maintained possession and looked for a good option, a safe option. Perhaps as they get into their mature as players, and when they get into the attacking third, they can look to be a little bit more adventurous with their passing and their through balls and their attacking play. I don't know about you, but I'm certainly going to keep track of these names and be very surprised if we don't see any of them in the W League in the future. Perhaps even a Matilda. Of course, speaking of the Matildas, they opened up their Asia Cup campaign on the weekend with a 0-0 draw against South Korea. South Korea parked the bus. That's something that the team ranked number 4 is going to have to get used to now. And of course, those of you who might be staying up till 3 a.m. to watch their second match against Vietnam. Might record that one. Check it out tomorrow night. Of course, playing on a school night, aren't they? So, the first corner of the game here to the Tigers. Plenty of numbers in the box. Kana Dixon making a run. The delivery was a little bit too short, and the Roar looked to break quickly. It's 2-on-3. Well, it's back to 2-on-2 now. Poor touch there for Tokunaga. And the crossfield ball completely missed by Beaumont. She had the goals at her mercy. Oh, what a strange passage of play that was. Tokunaga streaming out of the line to take on the player. Lost the battle to Noon. He went on. Found the open player and just had an airy. Some good runs here from the Raw. Nice little run there from Charlotte Farmer, which went unnoticed. Here they come again. Tokunaga getting across in defence to hold up play. Raw getting their numbers forward now. Cleared by McKean. Ball kept in play by Danielle Ward. Check through the ages of some of these Raw NTC players. There are a few grade players that are in grade 12. I'll run through their bios a little bit later in this half. Touch there by McKean. Roberts with time to turn. Took perhaps a little bit too much time. Ward gets over, wins the ball back. Queen going out to the right-hand side. The offside flag goes up. So just to run through some of the other games that were played on the weekend. This match was originally due to be played on Saturday night, I believe, but it suited both teams to be playing on Tuesday night. As the offside flag goes up. A few big wins on the weekend. One of them was the Gap up against Mitchelton. New signing Courtney Holmwood got her name on the score sheet for Mitchelton. The Gap were just too strong. 6-1 victory. Greta Bodie getting a hat-trick in that game. Also on Saturday, Jets took on Southwest Queensland Thunder. That was a 7-1 victory to the Jets. Jets doing extremely well in this competition, maintaining their place in and around the top four. Thunder, they just keep conceding goals. Ali Schaefer scored a brace in that game. Nice of Ali to come back to Australia for that game. I understand she was in Hong Kong in the week and is now in Bali at the moment, something like that. Ali Schaefer taking the opportunity to do plenty of travel. Long range attempt, that's well wide. So Briggs Road, the Western Pride took on Gold Coast United, and it was the Meg McGilligan show. Gold Coast United won that game 7-1. McGilligan helped herself to 6 goals. She's now on top of the Golden Boot. There's a chance now for the Raw. Touched by Noon, just a little bit too strong. Gave Duffer the opportunity to come out and tidy things up. Tan. Unfortunately, her pass just goes in behind McKean. Westland. Ward trying to put a bit of pressure on. Worth does well. Clears the ball quickly. Yes, good decision there by referee Bremner. Give East the throw. Touch was clearly off the raw player last. Nice inventiveness there from Beaumont. Just putting the ball in behind the Tiger defence. They're able to get back in time. You can see a little bit more industry here from the Tigers, making the raw midfield work a little bit harder. Looks like the Raw central defenders have switched positions in the second half. McQueen was playing on the right-hand side. Sorry, the left-hand side in the first half. This time she's on the right. Swap with Ward. This is Ma. Couldn't quite get around the ball in time. So the match of the round from the weekend was at John Fredericks Oval. Capalaba welcomed the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, the winless Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Now both of these teams have had probably suffered the most from the wet weather that we've had. And this week was probably the first time that the Wanderers have been able to complete their training sessions due to the weather. And it showed on the pitch. Samara Christmas scoring 4 goals. The visitors went out to a 5-1 lead before Capalaba made a late charge, but it wasn't enough. It's Capalaba 4, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 5. First win of the season for the Wanderers. Hopefully we'll get to see the Wanderers pretty soon in our coverage. Hopefully within the next few weeks. I understand we also haven't seen Mitchelton. Got a bit of pressure from that club today as to when we were going to come and film one of their games. Looking forward to seeing them too. Hopefully we'll get to see them within the next couple of weeks. Although having said that, this weekend we'll be seeing the Jets and Mudgeeraba on Sunday afternoon from Walter Park. And the week after, there is that clash between Lions FC and the Gap. And I think if there's any game that you want to see, it's got to be that one. So for the teams that we haven't seen yet, a little bit after that, we'll certainly try and fit them into the schedule. The Roar again just showing how comfortable they are on the ball. Long ball straight through the middle. Presents an opportunity for Heatley. Some good defensive work there from Tokunaga. Still there for the Roar. Player goes down. Free kick's given. maybe they might look to take that quickly. And a couple of players with half a yard of space. McGrath and Heatley are standing over the ball. Looks like, yes, it will be McGrath. No, it's going to be Heatley. But there's going to be a substitution. So if it had have gone in, it wouldn't have counted. So Georgina Amos will be the player coming off. She's got through plenty of work without too many opportunities to add to her 5 goals this season. And back to this matter of the free kick. It's Heatley, dinks the ball into the box. Well read by Tan, who heads the ball out of play. Royal have a corner. Ball delivered deep. There's only one player in the box around there to contest. That's the substitute, Amy Moore, getting her first touch. She couldn't hook up with Roberts. Turnover. Lovely infield ball. Finding space. East need to stay on side here. They do. This is Ward. Blocked out well by Danielle Ward. Gonna have to check that. We've got Danielle Wards on both teams. That was Ward on Ward. I don't see that too often. So another corner here for the Tigers. Yeah, second of the evening. The delivery again is short and out of play. Well, that's disappointing. They haven't had too many chances in front of goal. To waste a set piece opportunity like that, very wasteful. So we hope you're enjoying Football Queensland's coverage of the NPLW. I'm Darren Lutton. Wherever in the world you may be tuning in from or logging on. It's been a good battle between these two teams. Ball still in play. Miss kick there, sits up for Westland. Ward. Long range attempt. Blocked well by Duffy. Imogen Noon's getting back onto her feet. She was down for a while there. Crossfield ball blocked out of play. Just looking at Sunday's matches, and Lions FC travelled down to Mudgeeraba. Lions went 2 goals ahead very early in the game. As they've shown already this season, the Wallabies are a much different unit to the team that we saw in round 1. And managed to hold Lions FC, who, as you've seen already this season, are a side chock-a-block full of attacking talent. And to keep that team down to 7-0, it's quite an impressive feat. And as I mentioned before, we'll be checking on Mudgeeraba's improvement this season as we film them on Sunday. That was a cross-come shot. We'll call it a shot from Noon. Only blocked away by Duffy. Was, of course, one other match in the round. That was Logan up against South United. The Southside derby. Miscontrolled touch. McQueen got over well to cover. Ward letting the ball get under her feet. Didn't McQueen get over quickly? She'll have some more work to do here. Hodgkinson going across field. That pass missing 3 potential Royal players. Coyne losing out. Well, Karen Longbottom's got to be impressed with the application from her side in the second half. They're looking a lot better. Roar NTC were clearly the better team in the first half. It's evened up a little bit in the second. You'd probably have to say that the Roar have had a lot more control. But the Tigers have certainly pegged back some of that advantage. So yes, the Southside derby on Sunday night. Gabrielle Hines scored first for Logan. Quickly cancelled out by Sophie Passion. But Souths showed all their quality. Tierney Rushton again was a star for South United. They ran away 6-1 winners. Offside flag goes up. Oh, that was a great opportunity. East's players just got a little bit excited then. Just had to hold their line before the delivery. They would have had a 3-on-1 opportunity. That's a big opportunity wasted. Roar coming down the right-hand side. Tigers winning the ball back. They look a lot more comfortable playing the ball out this half. I do get the feeling though that it's just a matter of time before the Roar can create some further opportunities. 87% of you think that they're going to go on and win this game. Teammates calling for the ball to go back to Duffy, the keeper. That ball unable to stay in play. Long ball straight down the middle of the field. This is McGrath. Gets around one. Side ball, I thought she might have taken the game on a bit more there. Just taken got a shot away. NTC have a corner. We'll look a little bit more confident now with their set pieces. In that play they had 4 players in and around the box. In the first half they only had 2. Unfortunately for them though, that play broke down. Looks like Easts are about to make a substitution. So Louise Coyne is the player coming off. And Tegan Lynch is the player coming on. So still just 1-0 to the Raw NTC. The longer it remains this scoreline, more confident the Tigers should get. And the Raw have conceded goals. It has been late in games. It's just it might be in part due to the bigger engines of the older players that they play against. 10 with the win. Gives up possession though. Straight back to Tokunaga. Dixon is playing a lot deeper this half. 10 goes down. East players calling for a halt to play. 10's back up though. Thought that could have been quite serious then. Looks like she'll be right to continue though. Here she is getting back amongst it with Heatley. Good chance here for the Raw. The shot goes in off the bar. Ma has to give up a corner. Well, that play almost went in slow motion. Plenty of time, plenty of space, and the shot just a little bit too high. It's the second time that the Raw NTC have hit the woodwork. Another big win there from Dixon. Roberts goes downfield looking for Ward. McQueen has been ultra impressive in this game. I was warned pre-game to look out for this central defensive pairing. They haven't let me down. It's been a very impressive performance, very assured performance from the two. Another opportunity now. Duffy got out. Oh, blocked behind. Some great desperation. Defence there from Easts. Duffy came out, couldn't trap the ball. And another opportunity goes begging for the Raw. That corner's cleared. Not quite the delivery that we're used to. Westland elects to settle play down. Lovely turn there from Noon. He's back in field for Westland. Heatley switches play out to the right-hand side. That ball runs out of play. Couple of impressive runs there from McGrath. This time Duffy goes a little bit longer. Finds Tan. Free kick given away by Heatley. So 15 minutes left to go in this game. It's still the Raw NTC 1, Eastern Suburbs 0. Been a much improved second half effort here from the Tigers. We got completely dominated in the midfield in the first half. They've been much better in the second. Needs have pushed and probed. Haven't quite been able to create those clear-cut opportunities that you want. As the Raw have been methodical. And created 3 or 4 already this half. Yep. Quite being able to finish. Here's a chance now for the Tigers. This is Ward. Cross. Cleared by Hodgkinson. McGrath working extremely hard to retain possession. Long range attempt. No problem for Worth. Intercepted well there by Tokunaga. Full turnover there from Dixon. Ralph's unable to retain possession though. These players look to be sharing their role in central defence. Rotating through. This time Tokunaga's the one that's coming out. Moon's gone straight past her though. Great block there from Dixon. That shot did look to be on target. Hodgkinson. Back to McQueen. Again, the ball's cut out. Counter Dixon. Kana Dixon, his captains from Papua New Guinea. Trying cut out by Tan. The team's going in hard in this game. There's only been a couple of free kicks, but they're certainly getting their bodies in and around, pressing hard. Lovely through ball there for Dixon to cut out. Raw perhaps seeing a weakness on that right-hand side. David De Silva's having a chat to his players, though. He's not entirely happy with their approach. Perhaps he might have wanted the ball to feed a little bit more. Certainly seeing them going back to those principles now. Good battle here. Roberts with the cross. Chance now for McKean. If she can get a shot away, she does. Goal kick's given. East think they should have had a corner. Well, it's these half opportunities that Easts are getting in this half that they weren't getting in the first. We're under 10 minutes to go now. I mentioned that tonight this game's the battle of the big cats. Lions and the Tigers. Next week for the Raw NTC, we'll see who's the top of the pride as they travel to Lions Stadium. And they take on the Jets at Walter Park. The South West Queensland Thunder at Clive Berghofer Stadium, which is back in business. Mentioned in the first half that the Thunder have been playing their home games at Gatton for the first part of the season, whilst Clive Berghofer Stadium in Toowoomba has commitments regarding rugby union and rugby league. Those commitments will be done. It's always a great place to watch and play football, Clive Berghofer Stadium. Proper grandstand. So that's 3 rounds away for the Raw NTC. For Easts, they host the Gap next week. And then they've got an away match at Western Pride. And they take on South United. It's out for Ward. She'll get another opportunity. And shot goes wide. Well left there by Georgina Worth. So we see another substitution here for Easts. So it might be Sarah Novaray on the field. We're all looking to play out from the back. Hitley did well there, under pressure. So there's still points here up for grabs for the Tigers if they're good enough. They've hung in there. They've hung in there all game. The Roar haven't put them away. Will they get that opportunity? We're certainly seeing a lot more of the play in this half. Perhaps tiredness for the younger players for the NTC is kicking in. That ball ran out of play. We're all going to have to dig deep. Better hold on and get these 3 points. Should add their reward for doing so will be getting their spot back in the top 4. They'll jump ahead of Mitchelton and Moreton Bay United into 4th spot. Currently sitting in 6th place. Five minutes to go now. Heatley, so influential in the first half. And kept a little bit more quiet in the second. She still had her moments in this game. So looking at the Royal players, they just look a little bit tired, a little bit jaded. To be covering the ground a little bit heavier than the East's players are. Tokunaga, she's one of the Tigers players that's covered a heap of territory tonight. She's been outstanding. Dixon gets a return ball. Now switches out to the right-hand side. This is Ma. Gets around one. Delivery isn't properly cleared. The offside flag goes up. And great defensive work there from Worth. She didn't know that the flag had gone up. And again, another half chance for the Tigers. Coming home strongly. Perhaps David De Silva might look to make another substitution. I know he doesn't have too many on the bench tonight, but maybe just some fresh legs on the field, just to give them the energy to get over the line. I will, of course, be interviewing both players post-game. You can check those out via the Funny Old Game Facebook page. Of course, Funny Old Game and Football Click. And pages that are covering the competitions this season. Raw showing plenty of confidence in their ability. Heatley with her back to goal, at the top of the box. Moved just at the right time from the oncoming Roberts. Again, plenty of patience shown. A lovely long ball. We're getting numbers in the box. It's 3-on-3 if they can get a cross in. Some great work by Dixon with the win. She comes forward to find Ma. Will go for a run. She's taking on Westland. lines up a shot, just miscues it. Just over a minute to go in regulation time. Still East's 0, Raw NTC 1. Been a pretty entertaining game. Both teams look pretty well matched. This cross comes in, lovely touch to clear the box. It's not out of danger though, and still in play. Out now for McGrath. Her shot's blocked. Well, the East players look out on their feet at the moment. They've gone through so much defensive work. There's currently 4 players on their haunches at the moment. Tokunaga, she might be on the losing side tonight, but she's probably been my player of the match. I've been so impressed with the amount of defensive work that she's got through. Outstanding performance from her. Raw did make a substitution as we go into injury time now. Raw deep into attack. Looks like a corner's been given. The Raw just need to maintain possession here. There can't be too much injury time. 1 or 2 minutes tops. They just need to maintain possession. And offside flag goes up. Last chance now for Easts. They look to go quickly. Have they got enough in their legs to create one more opportunity? He's back to Duffy. They look to play it out from the back. Turnover possession. McGrath put a through ball in there when perhaps all she needed to do was just perhaps run to the corner. Here's a ball for Tan to run onto. She will get there first. Oh, great sliding tackle. Despite that, a free kick's been given. Well, I thought that was an exceptional tackle there from McQueen. But Bremner saw an infringement. And East will get one last opportunity. It's Suzanne McKean over the ball. The Tigers players are taller. Delivery comes in. Plenty of Raw players there. They clear. One back there by Tokunaga. East to load up again, but they can't get a shot away. The full-time whistle is gone. And despite some great efforts from the Eastern Suburbs side, it's the Raw NTC, the young players, that have come away with the 1-0 victory. A goal in the 26th minute, scored by McGrath. Well, a great contest between these two teams tonight. Plenty of skills in action. Just before we go, I'll run through our TV schedule, our streaming schedule for the weekend. On Saturday, 5 p.m, it's going to be NPL action from the Gatton Football Club as the South West Queensland Thunder take on Moreton Bay United. On Sunday, 3 p.m, it's the FQPL. The Ipswich Knights will be taking on Mitchelton from Eric Evans Oval. Then I'll be at Walter Park on Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m, for the game between Moreton Bay United and Mudgeeraba Soccer Club. I'm Darren Lutton on behalf of the team from Double Take. We thank you for tuning in this evening. Until we meet again, enjoy your football.